Hi, boys and girls, it's Miss Mulligan. Today, we are going to listen for our sounds. When I say listen, that means you really need to think where that sound would go. So you've got to hear it, but not only hear it, but you've got to think and listen which column it's going to go under. Does it sound like A, the letter A, or does it sound like I, the letter I? So I drew a little picture, and I'm going to teach you again what the A sound is and the I sound is. We worked on sound boxes for the A. We're going to go into sound boxes for the I. But when we hear the A sound, it drags. Ah, ah. You try it. Everybody try it. Ah. We're going to go over to the I. When I try the I sound, I make a face like this and scrunch my nose. It goes, eh, eh. Try it. It's real sharp. You can do it with making that face like, icky. In this case, it's an iguana. Okay, so that's my little iguana right there. So when you hear a word that has the ah sound, you're going to point here. When you hear a word with the eh sound, you're going to point there. Then I might have you stand in a little bit and sit, okay? So you're going to either point to the ah, the A letter sound, or the I, the I letter sound, okay? And I have my pointer, and I'm going to have you check it. Here's the strategy. The strategy is what letter sounds right. You're going to ask yourself, does it sound right? A should have an A sound. I should have an I sound. And we're going to check it. First word, apple. Apple. Do you think it's A, apple, or I, apple? If you pointed here, you're right. It's A, apple. It sounds right. A, apple. Very good. Let's try icky, icky, icky. Let's try it. A, icky, icky. The I is correct. Icky. Same sound. It would be the I sound. I. Next one. Aspirin. It drags. Listen to it. Aspirin. Would it be aspirin? Aspirin. Which sounds right? Aspirin. You're correct. Let's try the next one. This is a little green creature like a worm. It's an inchworm. Say it with me. Inchworm. Is it a inchworm or is it I inchworm? It's I inchworm. It has the I sound, the I sound. Let's do the next one. Alligator. Try it. Alligator. It drags like alligator. Is it alligator or is it I alligator? It's alligator. That sounds the same. Alligator. It's got the same beginning sound. Try the next one. We're going to do axe. An axe. It's a tool that can cut a tree trunk down. Axe. Axe. Does that sound right? Or axe. That doesn't sound right, does it? Axe. Two different sounds, not the same. Axe. That sounds the same at the beginning. Next one. In my house in Omaha where I live, there was an attic way at the top of the house. The upper floor. It's called an attic. Attic. Attic or attic. Attic is the same. It's the A sound. Attic. Attic is not the same sound, is it? It doesn't sound right. Itch. Ooh, watch my face. Itch. Is it itch? That doesn't sound right. Is it itch? That sounds right. Itch. Same sound. It's the I sound. How about angry? Angry. That sounds right. What about this? Angry. Angry? Not the same. It's angry. Very good. It's the A sound. Let's try this one. Ill. Is it ill? Is it ill? That has the same sound. Let's try it again. Ill? That's not the same, is it? It doesn't sound right. Ill? Sounds like the I sound. Very good. What about arrow? Arrow. That sounds right. What about this? Arrow. Not even close. Last one. What about when we go to the moon or we want to go land on the moon? We could be an astronaut someday. Astronaut someday. Astronaut. Astronaut or astronaut. This one sounds right. Astronaut. Astronaut is, they're two different sounds. It doesn't sound right. So boys and girls, you need to be able to hear your letter sounds first before we can move into other parts, because you need to tell the difference between the sounds. You need to make sure when you're doing the A sound and the I sound that you do it with that kind of that gradual length of that sound of the A, how it drags. Apple. Do you hear it? Apple. And the I is very sharp. Iguana. Iguana. And part of the way you make your sounds is making sure you watch my mouth and practice it. Practice it with me. A says You try it. A says It sounds right. I says You try it. I says Two different sounds, two different letters. You need to hear it, but you need to listen to the difference. At the beginning of that sound, which one sounded like the or which one sounded like the I. Have a good day, boys and girls. Bye-bye.